Sometimes good things come in small packages. So earlier in the year, Fuji announced, well, last year, Fuji announced the first of the X lineup, the X Pro 1, which was fantastic, amazing image quality, but was let down and kind of surpassed in the market because of its poor autofocus, its high price tag, and the focus by wire, which put a lot of people off. Now they have the X-E1, and it is rather X-y. Do you get it? X-y? It's like sexy.
Oh, nice.
Now in Australia, X-y also means expensive, and it still is. This comes in at the moment at about $1,000, so it's not a bargain one just for the body, that is, which puts it in direct competition with the OMD. It does add a lot of different features that the X Pro 1 didn't have. It's got the same image sensor, it's smaller, it's lighter. On paper it looks really good, but let's compare what it's missing from the X Pro 1. Compared to the X Pro 1, this adds a pop-up flash. It also adds a standard microphone input jack. It's good for about 50 more shots per charge on the battery. It's also about 20% thinner and 10% lighter. And fantastically, it does have exactly the same sensor as the Fuji X Pro 1, which uses the same proprietary color array, which is meant to give no moire, but give the ultimate in sharpness and resolution. Fantastically, it retains exactly the same control layout as the X Pro 1 at a much lower price, so pretty fantastic. But let's have a look at what's been taken out. Well, for starters, the screen resolution has dropped by about 60%, down from 1.2 million dots to 460K. The size of the screen is also down to 2.8 inches from the original 3 inches. The X Pro 1 would fire off up to 6 frames a second, this one is limited to 3. And the excellent hybrid viewfinder of the X Pro 1 is gone in favour of a simple electronic viewfinder. That's a big downside. The other one really did have the tactile feeling of using kind of a rangefinder experience. Okay, that said, the image quality should still be right up there on par. So let's go check out the focus capabilities, image quality, and ISO of this guy. You right, Shorty?
Sure.
So where better to start than a tandoori oven? There we are on the wide shot, and there we are close up, and you can see there is a lovely amount of detail in there on the 100%. Here we are with perhaps the world's cutest puppy, a couple of different shots, and the fine detail in there is really nice, even up close. Keep in mind all of these are taken on their new 18-55 zoom lens. It's incredibly sharp. Now here's a shot on Tina, just outdoors at ISO 200 or whatever it was. Up close, 100% crop, super sharp. Then indoors, and indoors I can tell you it definitely is focusing better than the X Pro 1 I took out 6 months ago. But it's still not fantastic. It's still a little bit slow, and in challenging lighting situations it did struggle. There we are at ISO 12,800 and the full crop. So it's looking really fantastic in terms of ISO performance. 25,600, well, you wouldn't expect too much from it there. It is worth noting that the improved firmware that updates the focus capabilities has been rolled out to the X Pro 1 as well. Okay, so look, it is missing several things. The focus still isn't fantastic, but when it comes down to it, it does have the image performance of the X Pro 1 in a smaller, lighter body for much less money, and that has to be a good thing. Does it now compete with the OMD, which in my mind is the top of the line of the current mirrorless lineup? I'm not sure. The design is really different to the OMD. That will depend a lot on what your taste is. The fact that it's got the little built-in flash is a good thing. The mic input is a good thing, but the focus is still not there yet. And the fact that they're now using a purely digital viewfinder will put off a lot of people, I think. So there you go. Good things do come in small packages, but in some ways they're still a bit lacking.
No, I'm tall.
Thanks for watching, guys. Desperate. Thanks for watching. Jump over to thatnikonguy.com. You can get involved on the community if you're using this one or considering another mirrorless camera. You can get into a discussion there. Leave me any questions, or you're strong for a tranny. And I'll get back to you soon. Thanks, guys. Ow. Is it the tranny thing? People can tell. You don't have to like hide it. And there's much less stigma these days than there used to be anyway.
Shut up.
And it is
Ta-da.
rather X-y. Do you get it? X-y? It's like sexy.
Oh, nice.
Does it make sense?
Now that you've explained it, yes, you can just point it out and you're like,
I'm X-y and no. Do people still sing that song? Whatever.